when I was younger and had my first crush. It was very, very unbalanced, very, very unhealthy. That was in 8th grade and lasted till 10th grade without me ever really meeting that girl. Now, I was very young, but looking back, I feel like I wasted a lot of time. And that pattern is also something that many, many humans follow, They believe in this attachment, not to go into the extremes that I did. That is something that not many people do. But it seems to be an overarching way of dating these days. That there is somebody you have to have. Without it, you cannot have it. You cannot have anything without them. Without them, life sucks. You have to worship them. You have to idolize them. Crave them. Is this you? Might be. Perhaps a little bit. Now, after years of struggling with that kind of relationship, I realized that there is actually a healthier way. A lot of things happened. My last relationship, to be honest, was in 2019. It was not very toxic, nor was it really attached. It was just me being a little unattentive. That is why it ended. But today I want to talk about approaching the dating life from a more healthier way. As I do in other videos, I like to go back into my childhood, because in my childhood I actually had a way of being with girls that was very different from the way I was with girls in my teens. When I was a child, I believe I was actually perhaps the most popular kid in my kindergarten group. Looking back upon it, it seems to be the way. So I was invited to many house parties. To the girl I liked, it was kindergarten, obviously, but I hung out with them privately, and on the pictures taken in the kindergarten at birthday parties, I was also always the guy who had two girls besides him and not his best friends. So I remember having a great time. And why is that? Why is that? It is because back then and today, I approach girls not as this thing. They were just normal human beings. And as easy and simple as this sounds, for many people this might be revolutionary. People pay money for this kind of advice that is following. Perhaps even not. I don't want to promise too much. But yeah, when we start going from this very attached way, very rigid way, to just being a normal human being and talking to girls like they are normal human beings without being a little needy somebody. When you don't need and talk and experience out of curiosity and genuine interest, many more beautiful things arise. Sorry. This is something similar to what you might see other spiritual teachers teach. Follow your highest excitement without exception to the outcome. In dating, this might look like something similar to the example I'm going to make now. Let's say there is a girl, and again, this is very, very simple. It's very simple. There's a girl and you want the number. So you go, you ask her, but she rejects you. Now, many, many guys, I feel like, they might feel offended by that. Rejected. Oh my God, I just got rejected. So what? It's just one girl. It might work out by the next approach, We don't insist on it, We just stay sane, We don't try to get anything from the other person. When you go deeper into relationships, which I myself still have to find out now, I feel like there's going to be also a lot more of this healthier new way. When you just don't need, then things turn out different. You can love yourself more. The other has more space. And both parties are self-reliant then, because nobody is clinging. A lot of on and off relationships have that clingy dynamic. They believe that they cannot live without somebody else. Or humanity in general has this belief of the certain someone. Although it might be true that there might be people that really match, it might really be that there is more than one person that is able to match that way. When you say, oh, it's that certain special someone. I won't find anybody else. It's that someone. And then you cling on it. It's unhealthy. Nobody gets anywhere because it's on and off for 10 years. My parents, my mother, actually. Not to call her out. I do love her very dearly. She has had a relationship like that in her life where it's just on and off for 10 years plus. And what I find interesting is that it's always the same pattern. Always. At some point they just don't know exactly what it is, but it always seems to end the same way. That somebody feels pissed off because someone didn't do something the way they wanted it to be. And then they get back together and the same stuff happens again. Now it has bettered itself. Not to talk about my family that much. Don't really feel that confident about it to share that openly. But uh, people learn, they learn from it, and the relationship actually then evolves. But you don't have to go through all of this struggle, right? Love yourself first, and then you will see. Don't really need something. I've said that many times throughout this video, but it is that important. Don't go out and need something from the other. Like if there's a pretty girl, you can find her pretty. That is attraction, that is very normal for human beings. But when you go out and then you think, it has to be. I don't know how many people experience it that way, I feel like it shouldn't even be a topic, but in a way, it is, because of Hollywood, the way we have been raised. Yeah. So my dating advice would be, I'm not saying that this is definite. There's probably people that have better better advice. It will probably, if it's good advice, I believe it should go something into that direction of you being healthy with yourself first and not trying to approach anything with that neediness and all of that, because that is just some certain kinds of relationships, they really come out of that. Two people meeting in need, and I mean, for them it might, I don't know what's it for them. I really never had that, really meeting somebody really in need. I am thankful that those girls that I was into that way really never came back to me and went with me in that deepness of neediness. I'm glad the type of relationships I had were actually, in a way, very nicely reflectable afterwards. Like I saw, okay, this is what went wrong. The girl wanted you, but you didn't seem to want her, or you didn't show her, and that's why she broke up. Something like that. You know? But yeah. Love yourself first. And then the other. My high school teacher once said, a good relationship should just be the icing on the cake of a life that is already fulfilled. And that is absolutely true. So, be sovereign. Love yourself. Play with it. You are attractive, and the other person is also attractive. Be worthy of it. That is what I wanted to say. This is actually quite an important part of the video. It's more on the end side now. If you're still watching, thank you. Be worthy of it. This is what one of my high school friends also taught me. Like, he was very, very good with girls, and still is. And he always said to me, what's your problem? You have the looks. You could have many of the girls here. What are you doing? And I don't know what I did. I thought I was unattractive and all of that. So it reflected, because I was a bit weird. I have to say, I was a bit of a weirdo, in my high school years. But it's fine. Everybody goes through some stuff. Um, Now I'm here talking about how to be healthy. I would have never expected it. But again, to wrap things up, I give you a few things. Don't be so needy. Don't be needy at all. Don't need. You are already fulfilled. You are attracted, be worthy of it. Play with it, It's for play. If you want. And then again, perhaps the most important sentence of the whole video: a great relationship is just the icing on the cake of a life that is already fulfilled. So, yeah. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you have any questions regarding this topic, other topics about maybe some non-dualistic stuff, but that's boring. Just ask me anything you want, If you want my opinion, if you feel the guy has something to say that I find interesting, then just share it, You can ask me. If you are interested, then there is a then there is a link in the description. You can click that link and it takes you to my webpage. On that webpage, if you are interested, there is a booking call. You can, if you want to, directly book the calls. But what I would recommend, if you are truly interested to work with me personally, you just go there and book the 15-minute call. Again, if you're interested, then we're gonna see, does this work? Can I actually help you with your current situation? And so I listen to what you have to say. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it works, then we'll see what suits best, But that is up to you. Don't really want to sell you anything here. This is a channel without neediness. So yeah, thank you for watching. My dear friends, go have some fun with life. And only also, what is very important, I should have put that in the beginning as well. Perhaps I will make another video about it. Just because you are spiritual, or now you read the Tao, or whatever, you listen to that or this or that, doesn't mean you cannot have a girlfriend. I thought that for a few years. Or at least last year. I thought I had to wait. Why? I have no idea. So many things, when you truly become self-realized, so many things, they just seem so random. Why did I ever do that? And that's so funny, it's so funny. But yeah, again, I love you. I'm talking so much, and I love talking. I love also listening to myself, because why not? I look so good. Thank you. Bye.